Hey, good morning, everyone. We are back to the Morning Edge. We are doing it in the morning this time. I'm Mackenzie Brooks, guest hosting today, joined by Matt and Krabs. How are we doing, guys?
Doing good. Big day yesterday, guys. Got a little show sweep, so feeling good about today. A lot to get into. We got the NIT games, World Baseball Classic tonight, so fired up for today. Excited.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
we got a World Baseball Classic legendary game last night, Matt. I don't know if you caught the end of that, but
I did.
we're in for a treat tonight, my man. After Japan's comeback last night, that was crazy.
So I had Team Mexico plus 1.5, and my heart sank when that off the bat. I thought that was gone. Definitely thought it was out, but that was kind of best case scenario there.
Good
Hit
bets.
Yeah, ended up hitting the
Yeah.
wall there, and it was actually plus 1.5 at plus money too. So I was like, you know what, we'll take this. Definitely a good game. World Baseball Classic's the best. Can't believe some people out there want to end it. It's been so
hmm
entertaining this year. But yeah, big game tonight, guys. All in on Team USA.
Yeah, absolutely. We will hit some basketball today. We do want to touch on the World Baseball Classic a little bit, but before that, we'll take a little recap. A 3-0 night from the team last night. Clay
Uh,
Thompson puts his money where his mouth is. We hit that over 22 and a half. He got 29, I believe. So that was a good comeback spot for him. Matt, against his own pride and dignity, hits the Bulls to cover versus Sixers. Do you feel good about yourself? I mean, this
I
is just
do. I don't know. It's mixed emotions, you know. What I was hoping, and there were so many chances for this, was like the Sixers win and they cover. I think the Bulls literally covered the whole game, but double overtime had some chances. Once Embiid fouled out Mackenzie, I thought we were dead. So I kind
yeah,
of knew that. I knew it was coming, but we'll take the win, and the Sixers, they'll survive. I think they'll
right.
they'll still be good. Still top three seed in the East. They'll live. But then Kelly Oubre went off last night too. So look, all
Mhm.
around, that's a big night. How many did he end up with? I saw he was over pretty early, right?
He had 28 points.
28.
So his points, he had 3 rebounds. His points and rebounds would have hit too. I kind of was all over anything Kelly Oubre offensively. He's been
Yeah.
great taking over for LaMelo Ball. He had to recover from his night against the Sixers. So good comeback spot for him and for Clay.
Yes. Yeah. That those were two easy winners. I tallied you guys last night, so maybe some extra money there. Got to do
Yeah,
it again, guys. We got to run it back. Run it back.
yes, this is where the pressure comes. So before we get back into basketball, let's talk a little bit about the World Baseball Classic. Obviously, Japan with the epic comeback, beating Mexico 6-5. So now they face the USA. The run line -1.5, over under 10 runs. What do you guys think of this, Krabs? We'll start with you.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with the side. I'll be honest with you. I think it's a little sketch. We're only -120. I know Japan's really good, but I do know we have Merrill Kelly up on the bump today, which is definitely a little sketchy, considering he's pretty average and definitely not the best arm we have. So I'm definitely concerned. I know Shohei's available to go in and pitch too. I actually like the under though in this game. I think we've seen a ton of runs this whole tournament, but I think in the championship, nerves may come out a little bit, and we see this game slide under. It's been a while since we saw a game be a pitcher's duel in this tournament because we know they have all those regulations and stuff, amount of pitches you can throw. I think you let your best guys go today and let them hit those limits, and we're gonna get an under tonight in this World Baseball Classic.
I have to go Team USA, guys. I'd feel unpatriotic not doing it, but I do think they get it done either way. I mean, I think offensively, both of these teams, you mentioned the Krabs, they have a good lineup. Team Japan does, but I just don't think they can keep pace. I know you Darvish is on the mound. One thing to note too, though, is it's kind of like when you played tournaments growing up. There's like pitch counts in these leagues, so you can't go like say you Darvish is completely shoving and shutting us down. They're gonna have to go to someone else at some point in the game. The whole issue with Team USA is we've known their biggest issue is pitching. I mean, when you looked at their roster, it was an outstanding lineup, and then I think their ace was like Adam Wainwright. With no disrespect to Adam Wainwright, but obviously he's not even close to the best arm that Team USA has. So imagine if Team USA also bought in their best pitchers into this tournament. I think it'd be a runaway. But you know what? Kind of makes it more fun, makes the playing field a little more level. I think this is going to be a great game tonight. Kind of agree there, Krabs. I do think. I mean, the under from a it scares me a little just because Team USA they're red hot right now, swinging the bats. Trey Turner, who's a Philly, right? Guys, I think he's a Philly last time I checked. So, he's been the guy kind of carrying the team, running the ship. Obviously, he had that huge grand slam, but then they came back and dropped 12 or 14 runs in the following game. So they're hitting with confidence right now. I mean, 1 through 9. Trey Turner's been batting 9th. Like that's how good this lineup is and how deep
Mhm.
they are. So I'm not fading Team USA. I'm all in on them tonight. I do think they get it done, but I think this is going to be a great game. Going to be great for the sport. Everybody watching. I saw last night 94% of TVs in Japan were watching this game. I mean, the national attention that's brought, it's insane. You know how all in people are on this. It's also been running since March Madness, and it's at its highest views ever. So people are all in on this. It's been a lot of fun, but I think Team USA gets it done tonight.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if you haven't been following the World Baseball Classic, this is obviously a great time to start. I think Shohei will be great. And I agree with you, Krabs. This is the time to let it rip, let it fly. I like the under as well. But regardless, I think this is a game everyone should be tuning into while we have a little break from March Madness. So while on the topic of March Madness, let's head into the Sweet 16, do some previews. We touched on it yesterday afternoon a little bit, but of course we didn't have everyone there since we were a little bit of a later show. So we'll touch back on some things we did talk about. We'll start with Michigan State, Kansas State, over under 137.5. I know we shared some opinions on that, but has anything developed overnight that you guys want to share now?
Still love Michigan State. Still woke up loving them. Krabs, I saw you throw a little future out there yesterday on them to cut down the nets, but as I continue to kind of look into this game, just like the more and more kind of mentioned their size advantage, I think they're going to have. I really think K-State's going to struggle on the glass against Michigan State. Not fading Izzo again. I made a mistake in round 2, fading him against Marquette. I just think they're playing with a lot of confidence right now. Really talented team, guard play. I love everything about Michigan State. So especially the way the line's been. Remember, this open K-State -1. It's flipped up to 1.5 or 2 some places. I do think Michigan State gets it done, and they keep dancing into the Elite Eight.
We're seeing FAU down to 4.5, Matt.
I know. It's weird movement.
Wild.
It's going the other way. That's one that stuck out to me too, and UCLA keeps going up. That's 2 games where I'm kind of looking opposite, and the lines have kind of danced against me. But Houston, I saw that's back to 7.5, I guess. I did see yesterday it went down to 7. I don't think we're going to see huge line movement. Texas, I guess, is down to 3.5, right? That's a little bit of a shift. Creighton, I think they opened 10. So very minor movements on the lines, but I don't know, guys. I'm excited. I'm excited for these games. Definitely a lot to get into. That FAU movement is surprising, especially because my guess, I don't know this for sure, but I'm sure more people are betting on Tennessee, more public money, and the line's kind of flipped against them. So I don't know. I still think Tennessee gets it done though. I do think they cover, and I'm an FAU hater, I guess. I don't know. I just don't believe in that team.
I know. It's amazing how FAU as a 9 seed and getting here as an underdog became the bad guy and the enemy the minute they played FDU, and it's funny to see him now. You know, he goes for that dunk at the end of the game, just not a good look. So it's funny to see this team that should be this underdog hoorah Cinderella we're seeing as kind of a bad guy. But I agree with you. I think Tennessee is just objectively bigger and better in all aspects of this. They're better. They defend better. They rebound better. They're number 1 in opponent threes. I think that'll be a problem for FAU. That's one of my favorite lines. I also really like Miami to cover. I think that's just a big spread in general at this point in the tournament. I like the way Miami looked on Sunday. They're 7-2 against the spread as 5-point dogs. I think they like this situation to be in. But definitely different styles of basketball. The Cougars win defensively. The Hurricanes win offensively. So Miami could have the edge and the steals that they can convert into buckets. So I think they can stay in this game. What do you think, Krabs?
I think Miami's going to get suffocated like a freaking I forget what those big-ass snakes were, the boa constrictors. That's what the Houston defense is about to be to Miami's awesome backcourt. And they are awesome. Let's not kid ourselves. Isaiah Wong, Nigel Pack. I've been watching these dudes cook in the ACC as an ACC guy all season. They're incredible. But can they keep it up? I don't know. And Omier, I mean, I guess his leg healed in 1 week. It was like the worst injury ever, and he's totally healthy and good to go. So that's huge going up against Houston, right? They do have their big man back. And, hey, every time I fade Miami, they win. So if you want me to sprinkle a little bit on Houston ML, I will sacrifice that for the team, and you guys can go in and nuke Miami on the spread.
Yeah, okay. I think Miami wins the game, so I'm all in. I might ask a little bit of a favor there, Krabs. We can work something out after the show. But
no, I'll have my people reach out to your people.
Yeah, exactly. We'll make some things happen. I do. I think their guard play. I don't know. I'm just 7.5 is crazy. I mean, I took them at +8 when the line had initially dropped. It was like -115, -120. But I think it's just too many points. And like I said, I do think there's a good chance they went outright. Houston hasn't really – they impressed me in the second half, but like Sasser and Shed, they didn't even really play in the second half. It was kind of like a weird half how the game was completely flipped. And now Auburn is not Miami. I mean, Auburn's a team that we've seen all year. They really struggle at times offensively. I think if someone's going to knock out Houston, it's a team like Miami that has completely different style of play. I mean, if they can establish their style of play and run it up and kind of make Houston play from behind, which is somewhere that they haven't been often. I know they were last week, but speaking through the season, their team was kind of controlled every game from the jump. So make them uncomfortable early in the game. And Jim Larinaga, I mean, all he's done is win. I mean, gets them to another Sweet 16. You got to expect him to have a really good game plan for this game. So I do like Miami to win that one outright, at least cover that spread. Arkansas UConn's one game too. That I think the line moved down a little bit, right? Down to 3.5. So I don't know. The sad thing for me is when I first made my bracket, I had Arkansas in the Elite Eight, if you guys remember, and then I took them out, and now here I am. I don't know what to do because now I kind of think they're going to keep dancing. I ended up taking Kansas over them as my official bracket, but it's going to be a good game. They're playing right now with a ton of confidence. I just don't know if they can match up with UConn. It's going to be a good one. That's a game that I'm having trouble on kind of reading, staying off of that game right now. But I think that might be one of the best games of the weekend. All these games are going to be good, honestly. I think the only one, that Princeton-Creighton game, I think could get away. I know Princeton's a fun team right now and a trendy dog, but the line scares me, like 10. Although that was kind of similar when
it's down to 9.5 though, Matt.
Yeah, it is down. It's moving towards Princeton. But when Princeton played Missouri, what was it, 6.5, 7, I think? So they were, I don't know. Creighton's a team, they're danger 6. I don't know. It's a lot of points in that game, but we'll see. A lot of good games.
It's tough. There's a lot of public money on Princeton. Obviously, America loves the underdogs. Similar to FAU, this could be a game where Princeton just really has not seen a defense to this caliber yet. So
Yes.
they could get humbled quickly, or they can be doing what they've been doing. I think it's Creighton's game to lose. They've, like UConn, have just been a machine. They're favored, they covered. They're favored, they covered. So they've been well oiled. And back to UConn, I couldn't love a team more. I think there's few teams in March Madness that give me close to no fear of covering the spread, and UConn's one of them. I like them to beat Kansas if Kansas has won that game, so I definitely like them to beat Arkansas. And I also don't usually support middle-aged men ripping off their shirt when they win on national television, so I'm just going to root against that possibility in general.
Yeah, I don't know. He might have overdid that a little bit. He was having his Pat Bev moment where he jumps on the thing, plays offside. I mean, he's excited. Good win for him, but I don't know. I don't think I support that either. Definitely.
I mean, Princeton is so public, though, Mackenzie. You're right. They have 76% of bets, 78% of handle on the spread right now on VSiN. So that's the most public side yet. Pretty wild. Yeah. Public dogs bite, too. You want to stay away from those.
Public dogs bite, yeah. I mean, and it's a fun story. But the thing was when FDU played FAU, right, that line was like 16. And it was kind of a similar – I think they were like the second most bet team that day. I think it was like Marquette and then FDU. And they ended up not almost winning the game, but it was kind of back and forth. So I don't know. Maybe this time of year we just trust these fun dogs to get it done. But I don't know. I don't think Creighton's gonna. I do think Creighton's gonna run away with that game. The Alabama San Diego State game, that's another line that's kind of big, but I sort of think Bama rolls. That's another game where just two completely different styles of play. And Alabama's really good on defense. Like I think a lot of people just think of them as a run and gun team that doesn't really play defense. Their defense is probably just as good as San Diego State. I know that's what San Diego State's known for, but Alabama's really good defensively. We saw what they did when they played Maryland. I mean, they just kind of shut them down completely. From an offensive standpoint, we saw them all season in the SEC, which is a good conference. I mean, they have a lot of teams who could score the basketball. So I think Alabama might roll in that game, but we'll see. My favorite dog, no doubt, though, is definitely the Canes there. It's 7.5.
I'll have to back you on that. San Diego State versus Bama, I struggle. Thought about the over, but you're right. These are two great defensive teams, but they're also teams that can, Bama can force a lot of turnovers, and both great teams at getting to the line. So if Bama's forcing them at a high pace, there is a chance I lean to the over. It opened at 135. It's now 137.5. So it's definitely getting up there, but I could see a version of the story where the over hits in this game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, what's the total at? Is that one? It's got to be somewhat low, right, for that game?
It's 137.5. Open at 135.
It's probably one of the lower ones Bama's seen all year, right? I mean, I feel like most of their totals have minimally been in the 140. So, yeah, could see that happening. Could see that happening for sure. But definitely excited for these games. But we got some NIT, right, to get us through until then. That we can make some money on sooner than later.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, absolutely. Before we hit the NIT, I know you guys are doing something special on Thursday. Matt, do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
All right, so here it is. It's very simple too, guys, which is fun. We like simple, we like easy, and it's quick. So it's all three of those. All you have to do is go to my pin tweet. It's the VIP live betting simulcast. So what this is going to be, Krabs and I are going to get on YouTube over at OddsChecker US, which is where we do our YouTube stuff. And you basically have to click the link, and then you just type your email in. You have to fill out what state you live in, and then you are entered in. If you do that, you also get $500. So gonna go over right now. You go to my pin tweet and you do it. You could also find it at OddsChecker's page as well. But literally, it takes 2 seconds. It's going to be at 6:15 Eastern time. We're going to go through all the games. We're going to watch the games live with you guys. We're going to give you out our entire card for the night. So it's going to be my full free card. Krabs going to have his picks. We're going to add some live stuff as well, and we're also going to get a little ladder pick in there. So we're going to do a little bit of everything. Make sure you guys get there. Get to the page. Sign up. Get your email in. Let's have some fun. And also $500. So someone who watches the stream is going to get $500. That sounds like a heck of a deal. So I think you guys need to do it. Make sure to enter in. And one last time, it is my pin tweet right now. So let's do that, guys. Let's get on.
Absolutely. That sounds, yeah.
Beers will be cracked, and bets will be won.
That's all we got to do.
Those are two things I know.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. There's nothing better on a Thursday.
Nothing is better on Thursday.
What else? Thursday's the weekend, right? That counts.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you tell yourself it is, it counts.
Definitely is in college. I can vouch for that one right now.
Exactly. Yeah. It still counts. All
right. So we will move on to America's favorite tournament, the NIT. Two very interesting games, both going to be slow and competitive. A lot of emphasis on defense. I want to get your guys' thoughts on both of these games. We'll start with North Texas versus Oklahoma State. Line is at 4.5. What are you guys thinking on this?
Well, see, this is going to be a little segue because this is going to be my best bet. So I won't officially give out my best bet. I do think it's going to be what you said there, Mackenzie, kind of a slow, grinded out type of game, just because there's not. What's the total for this? Is like 120 or something.
122.
Yeah,
122.
It's plummeting. It is plummeting fast. We're at 122.
Yeah, this game's going to be gross. So, if you watch it, just be prepared. The reason for that, North Texas, they gave up 54 points a game during the season. I mean, that's insane to only give up 54. And Oklahoma State was one of the best defenses also in the country, Big 12. They gave up 62 per game. So, I mean, there is not going to be a lot of points to be had in this game. Neither team scores a whole lot either offensively. I mean, North Texas about 64 per game, Oklahoma State about 69. So, neither team fills it up at all offensively, but it'll be a fun game to watch because we can bet on it. It's 7 o'clock. It's going to be nationally televised game on ESPN. You got to get some action in on it. But that's all I'll say for now, that it's going to be an ugly game.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about too much either. I've got my best bet in this game too. I'm assuming we're on different plays, though. Do you have a side, Matt, in this one, or do you have a total?
I have a side. So I have a side. If I had to do a total, I would support the under because when you see an under at 122, it's probably for a reason, right? I just don't – I can't get myself to take an over. And I remember, when I first started betting, if I saw that number, I would slam the over. I'd be like, these guys can't get 61 points each. You know what I mean? Like, it should be easy. But, I'm gonna stay off of that total, and I will back it. I'll back a side eventually, as you'll see.
Yeah, it's a pretty phenomenal over-under line. I think it's pretty crazy. And to North Texas credit, you can say they're in a weak conference, whatever. They held FAU averaged 58 points against this team. So they really are as great at defense as we think they are, the slowest team in the nation. So I think it's going to be very interesting. I don't know if I per se want to watch it, but definitely happy to put some money on it. So let's move to the later game, Wisconsin versus Oregon. Line also 4.5. Matt, we'll start with you here.
A lot of the dogs yesterday, right? Did every dog cover? This wasn't the NIT, was it?
It was a CBI, and I think Charlotte covered last night. Yeah, Charlotte covered last night. So 3 dogs early, and then the favorite got it done.
Okay. All right. So interesting thing with Oregon, they're playing this tournament without their 2 starting guards, right? So they've been down a little bit. I think they're also still without their big man, right? So they're not really playing like their guys at the moment. Is Dante playing? No, he didn't play the last game.
No, Dante, Richardson, and one of their other better players are not playing in this tournament.
Crusan, or however you say his name, Jermaine Crusan. Yeah, so he's out too. So I mean, they were, I believe, their top 3 scorers. Let me stat check myself here. Yeah, so they were. So they don't have one guy on their active roster that averaged double figures during the regular season. So kind of crazy that they've been able to maneuver their way in and play really well. I think it's been Nate Biddle that's been the guy kind of lighting it up for them. He's a young guy that's kind of getting a chance now to see more minutes, and maybe that's what the NIT is about. I mean, obviously these teams want to win, but if they lose, I don't think it's the end of the world. So I like Wisconsin. I'm sorry, with the points tonight. One thing to note about the NIT is these are not neutral site games yet, so it's still like this game's at Oregon tonight. That's probably why you're seeing 4.5. Wisconsin's still playing their guys. They have a team that I don't want to say they're a good team, but they have a good defensive team. And I think if they could grind this out, I think if we see this low scoring early on and it's a Wisconsin pace, they at least stay within the number. Oregon might win, but 4.5 is a lot of points, I think, to get in this kind of game. Actually, I think this will be a pretty good game just to watch from a viewing standpoint. I know it's the NIT. I know it's not March Madness. We get that. But I do think Wisconsin is able to keep this close. Wisconsin cashed for me against Liberty, kind of a legacy cover there at the end, -3 over the weekend. So I'm in good graces right now with Wisconsin. So I'm going to continue to ride them. I think they keep this one close tonight and stay within that 4.5 number.
I'm with you, Matt. I like Wisconsin to cover. I'm seeing this line's down to 3 in some places. It's been absolutely cooking over the last hour. So I grab it while you still can because it's got to close, around 2.5 probably.
Yeah.
Nuts.
That's insane. Nuts. Definitely. But that makes more sense to me. So maybe it could have also been maybe Dante's status because I don't think he's like sitting out like the other 2 guys. I just don't think they're playing. So maybe it was thing and they were waiting to see if he would go or not. But I mean, when you're down your top 3 scorers, I know the game's technically at home, but you're playing a Wisconsin team that's pretty full, right? I mean, I don't think they have any big guys out of the lineup. So I do think Wisconsin gets it done. And if the line keeps dropping, maybe just end up going Wisconsin money line. They won the game. I don't know. We'll see where the line is.
Absolutely. We'll get that value there. So I know both of your best bets are in the NIT in that first game, North Texas versus Oklahoma State. Nice. Matt, we will start with you. I know you have a side on this.
Okay, so we're gonna go with me first. All right, let's do it. So, I'm sorry, I'm hearing in my ear that we have to go to Krabs first. Krabs, you have to go first.
Ooh. All right, I like batting lead off. Batting lead off.
Not a lead off. My OBP is not good this year.
Okay.
That's all you.
All right, we're gonna go with the under in North Texas and OK State. Talked about this game briefly earlier. Matt, you talked about you liking the under. I love the under in this spot. Absolutely love it. The total's that low for a reason, right? We already know that. But also OK State, I mean, they can't score to save their life. They take some of the worst shots I've ever seen. Atrocious shots, pretty much all just mid-ranges. Brutal. North Texas, the slowest team in the country, like Mackenzie was saying. This one's going to soar under. There's a reason it's absolutely cooking towards the under. I'm seeing a lot of 121.5s right now, so I grab 122 while you still can here because it's only going to get lower. And the splits are great, 30% of bets, 40% of handle on that under, but the line's moving down very, very quick, probably because there's some sharps on it moving that line. So absolutely love North Texas, the mean green. They do have one of the best defenses in the country, and they're going to show that tonight against OK State, who also can't score.
That is true. Yeah, I like that under. I mean, listen, if you're looking at that number and you're thinking it's too low, just trust it. Don't watch the game, right? If you bet an under at 123, please don't watch it because you'll think you're losing all game because technically they only need like 6 points, right? I mean, it doesn't look hard to get to, but definitely going to be an ugly game there. But I do also like the under there, Krabs, so I'll take that with you. Ride the under. Take it. Lock it in.
Let's go.
Let's do it. All right, guys.
All right, man.
I'll go next. This is a game with Oklahoma State, North Texas. We've talked about going to be ugly, not going to be fun to watch. But I do think Oklahoma State covers ultimately at -4. The thing I'll say is, with all due respect to North Texas, I do think they have a really good defense. It's also they probably haven't played a team as good as Oklahoma State. I know early in the year, but Oklahoma State offensively is better, in my opinion, than most teams that they played this year. Oklahoma State's not great offensively, but they did score about 69 points per game, which might get it done in this kind of game. I think if they can score, I think it might be first to 60 here. I'm going to say that. I think if Oklahoma State can score 60, that they cover. You know what I mean? So we're not asking a whole lot out of Oklahoma State tonight. But at the end of the day, I mean, I'm a power conference guy over these small schools. I think they're just going to be more physical, harder to stop when it matters. They're going to have the better players on the floor. Again, it's at home for Oklahoma State. It's been a tough place to play. Still going to have fans show up. It's obviously not a huge game, but it's the NIT for them, and they're going to be fired up for this game. So I think Oklahoma State covers the number here against North Texas. They're an outstanding defensive team. I mean, they were one of the best defenses in the Big 12, and you're competing with Kansas State, Baylor. I mean, you're facing these top-notch offenses every night. Now you face an offense in North Texas that's a major step back. So I think that this will be an easier game for them from a defensive standpoint. I think they get it done. I think they cover the number here at -4, and the game goes under, so we both cash in. But Oklahoma State there, -4.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I think the home court advantage on top of the caliber of play they've seen this season will definitely be enough to edge this North Texas defense. Definitely like both of those plays. Not watching, but I'm definitely taking both of these plays. I'm going to move it over to the association, taking the Magic money line against the Wizards at home. Not a great past couple games for either of these teams. Somebody has to be in a get-right spot here. I think it's the Magic. Wizards have lost 7 of their last 9. The 2 games they did win were against the Pistons, so take with that what you will. They're without Kyle Kuzma tonight again. The Magic at home I love, and the Magic covering the spread is also insane this season. So I think this is in the situation that both of these teams need some momentum. I think it's on the Magic side tonight at home.
Like that look for the Magic. Krabs, what do you think? We knew you're a Wizards fan, so we were a little bit worried.
Against my Wizards. Feels like a spike bet to me. It might be personal, but that's okay. Probably hits though because we stink. So I like the bet.
Okay. Yeah, Magic's sneakily been kind of good this year, guys.
The Magic at home are decent. They cover at home, and the Wizards are atrocious just overall. So fade at your own will.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'll take a lean on the over with that too. The Magic at home, I think they're scoring they're averaging 114 versus 108 on the road. I could definitely be fact checked on that, but definitely a better team at home. Both teams kind of mediocre defense, so that could definitely be a good pair with the Magic money line. But hopefully we will keep the momentum from yesterday going. A lot of pressure on these picks now. Hopefully we can turn this into a undefeated Monday, Tuesday.
That'd be big time. I did want to say, since we swept yesterday, people should parlay this too. You know what I mean? Let's throw it in. Probably get you like plus 500. Not a big math guy, but I think ultimately you'll make money on it if you do it. Feeling good about these picks tonight. So why not? We swept yesterday. How hard can it be? How hard can it be to sweep 2 days in a row?
And you don't even have to watch 2 of the games because it's in the grossest, worst game of all time. It's going to be like first one to 50 points wins.
See, and is that Wizards game at 7? Yeah. So say you can watch Mackenzie's Wizards game and then don't watch our game, and then you just cash and bet.
Just know they already cashed. Bada bing, bada boom.
9 o'clock, you already won. So should be easy, should be quick and easy, but let's get the sweep tonight.
Boom. Absolutely. Well, that's all we have today. It's been an honor, guys. Make sure you do sign up and tune in on Thursday for the live betting show with these two. And we will see you guys soon on the next Morning Edge.